Demand. Who sets the price? Have you ever wanted to purchase a new product, such as a t-shirt featuring your favorite movie character, but decided that it was too expensive? Did you ever stop to wonder who set the price and how they choose the number? Maybe you saw the t-shirt on sale at a store or online a few months later. Did you buy it? Probably not. After all, you would rather purchase merchandise associated with a newer movie. Would it come as a great surprise to learn that you and other buyers actually fulfill important roles in determining the costs of goods and services? When you decide to purchase something, you're participating in an interaction with the seller in the market. The market is any place. It's any place, physical or virtual, where sellers and buyers interact to conduct business. In the market, buyers exchange money with sellers for goods, such as t-shirts, and services, such as haircut. You've probably noticed the prices can vary widely for the same kinds of things, such as cars and clothes and food. Even a t-shirt can be very expensive. When the t-shirt was made, the material from which it's made, the stores where it's sold, and who appears in advertisements as all affects in its price. Ultimately, a seller can set any price, but whether a buyer is willing to purchase the good or service is another issue. People who have jobs explaining how buying, selling, and wealth work together as economists, they use the law to supply and demand to describe how and why the cost of goods and services in the market constantly change. This is the study of economics. Supply refers to how much there is of a good or service, while demand indicates how much of a good or service people want. Supply and demand control the price of everything. Bear in mind that prices change regularly because supply and demand themselves constantly fluctuate. This also works in reverse. Variations in price can result in functions in both supply and demand. Did the movie associated with a t-shirt earn a lot of money? The movie popularity ultimately affects the price of the merchandise connected to it. If a movie is a hit, sellers can continue to ask top price for its merchandise. On the other hand, sellers are likely to slash prices or merchandise connected to a movie that didn't do as well as advocated it. Supply, demand, and price are fixed. Rather, they're intertwined or influencing each other from moment to moment. Supply and demand as work. Envision this. Your stomach is grumbling. You realize it's lunchtime, and you're crawling in a kitchen sandwich. Craving a kitchen sandwich. You head to a local restaurant and are delighted to see a special in kitchen sandwiches. You purchase 2 sandwiches for a price of 1. Quite a deal. In this case, the price of the sandwich is decreased and demand increase. You decided to get 2 sandwiches instead of 1. You were hungry, and the extra sandwich was free. The price drop created a spike in demand. Think about a special representative of a seller. What prompted the restaurant to devise two-for-one sandwich deal? Perhaps it had too many sandwich patties and needed to sell them by a certain date to avoid spoilage. In this case, the restaurant had more chicken patties than people wanted to buy. When this surplus in the market, as in this example, prices often decrease. Generally, sellers are motivated to sell goods and services for as much money as the market will allow. Sellers attempt to make a profit by selling goods and services for more money they cost to make. Buyers, on the other hand, are frequently motivated to purchase goods and services for as little money as possible. The tension between the two helps balance supply and demand. Let's consider how this works. If a seller prices an item too high, demand frequency falls. Recall the hypothetical kitchen sandwich situation. What would happen if you arrived at the restaurant and discovered it was charging $100 a piece for chicken sandwiches? You'd probably hightail it out of there and go eat somewhere else. Demand of the chicken sandwich would decrease as the price increased. If a seller prices an item too low, however, demand is likely to increase sharply. Imagine that you arrived at a restaurant and found the chicken sandwiches are a dollar a piece. You're likely to buy as many as you can eat, and some for a friend too. The restaurant will probably run out of chicken sandwiches very quickly. Neither the buyer nor the seller benefit a long term from either situation. In the first situation, chicken sandwiches were priced too high, demand decreased. The restaurant didn't make the sale, and the customer went home empty-handed. In the second example, sandwiches were priced too cheap. The restaurant ran out of its supply, and many customers likely left disappointed. Additionally, the restaurant probably wasn't selling enough to cover the cost to make the chicken sandwiches. The price of the chicken sandwich as a local restaurant might seem like a simple calculation. In reality, it represents a complex set of calculations. The restaurant must consider the price it pays for ingredients from supplies. It has to estimate the cost of paying its employees and the cost of maintaining the restaurant, including energy bills and rent. It's also significant. The restaurant must factor the price other restaurants in the area charge for chicken sandwiches, as consider how successful these other restaurants are. Ultimately, it's difficult to balance all of these factors. The prices are fluctuate as a result. Striking in balance. Both buyers and sellers benefit from a market in which supply and demand are more evenly balanced. Economists have a name, market equilibrium, for a market in which the balance is attributed between supply and demand. Is chicken sandwich. In the chicken sandwich situation, the market equilibrium would exist if the chicken sandwiches were priced at every sandwich sold, but the seller never ran out of sandwiches. Let's ponder another situation. This time about concert tickets. An international pop band tours our city every summer. Its popularity is steadily increasing. As long as it continues to play in the same stadium, the supply of available tickets to the show remains fixed. In this case, the market equilibrium price of the ticket is likely to rise year after year. As the band becomes more popular, demand for the tickets to see the perform increase in turn. How emotions affect supply and demand. Everyone has different preferences and values, which can impact their buying habits. This helps the price of goods and services to fluctuate. How emotions play an important role and consider when two different bands play in the same theater. Although the same number of the tickets are available for each show, ticket prices can vary. It all depends on how much fans are willing to pay. Buyers' perceptions about the things they buy, the ways in which they see and evaluate goods and services also play a role in supply and demand. Buyers are often willing to pay more as valuable or cool. Each buyers make those calculations differently on the basis of their own personality and budget. Shoes are another example of an item that can vary significantly in price. Depends on buyers' preference. A pair of plain sneakers is typically much cheaper than a pair endorsed by the celebrity athlete. Some buyers perceive values in athletes, so celebrity factor. Other buyers are motivated to buy the cheapest shoes they can find based on their true values and circumstances. Every buyer is different. How do you play a role in supply and demand? By how you must have realized now, often you and everyone you know participate in economic markets in daily life. Take a moment to consider the goods and services you and your family purchase regularly. The next time the price of one of those items increases or decreases, notice your reaction. The demand for the item, how much is in price, why, what you can conclude about the available supply of the goods and services you buy based on their price. When you or your family members buy something, a piece of candy or a house, you're engaging in a much larger conversation. You push and pull between supply and demand.